Welcome to the Two Act Podcast, where we talk about all things anime, cinema, and TV. I'm one of your co-hosts, gothjon, and always here with my other co-host, Adi. And today we have a special guest. We have someone who's a brand new friend to me. How would you like to be on the internet referred to?
Oh, hi everybody. My name is Nina. John and I met through White Shorts channel that we are both a part of. Noticed his profile picture and just wanted to compliment him on it, and now we're friends. Here we are.
Awesome. All right, so now I'm going to go into a little introduction I wrote. It's very adorable with movie guy voice and everything. In a world where heaven's credit card has been maxed out, where ghosts run rampant through Dotton City, and where the only thing standing between humanity and a total annihilation is two bitches. They're back. Panty, the blonde, the hoe, the one who turned every weapon into a wardrobe malfunction, returns. Stalking, the goth, the glutton, the girl whose candy addiction is somehow the least dangerous thing about her, is ready. Together they are largely untamable. This fall, Gaterbelt runs out of patience. Hell has run out of demons, and the Demon Sisters have run out of schemes. But evil never runs out of stupid ideas. From the studio that said, sure, why not, comes the sequel a years in making. New transformations, new enemies, new deeply inappropriate jokes that somehow still land. New outfits, new Panty and Stocking with Gaterbelt, Season 2. Rated TVMA. Obviously, this changes everything. Actually, it changes nothing. They're still a mess. You love them for it. Well, after that amazing movie guy impression, Adi, what is your first impressions of new Panty and Stocking Season 2?
You really outdid yourself there with that intro. Can you do the rest of the episode in that voice? That would be great.
I was kind of wanted to troll.
You gotta
really
do it. You gotta do it.
And at the start of this call, do that voice, and then because Nina's never heard my voice. If I did that voice the whole time and act like that was my voice, and then you would have been like, "What is he doing?"
Well,
That
you
would
can
have
still
been-
slip back in. All right. First of all, welcome to the show, Nina. It's a pleasure to have you. We don't get guests very often, so it's always exciting to do a guest episode. And initial impressions. Okay, now I know it's been 15 years since
Yep.
this show last
Yeah.
aired when it aired its 1st season. Now I'm by no means a diehard fan like John, or by no means I don't know much about the show. I've only watched it once when we reviewed it, but I felt something was really off about the dubbed voices. Like it just felt
they changed them
right off the bat,
Yep.
right? When the episode started playing and the characters started talking, I was like, wait a second, why does it feel so off? Like something, it's like something, you feel something's wrong here and you can't really put your finger on it. And then you're like, oh shit, like none of the voices sound like the original.
Nope, it was an
Like they
Amazon
do.
dub.
They do.
Yep.
I mean, they're still impressions, right? They're still the similar impressions, but they don't sound exactly like the first season, which had such great voice performances. I'll give it that. Like it had good voice actors like Monica Ryle, who did Stalking, and then I know they hired like some white dude to do Gaterbelt, but he did a pretty
That's
good.
Christopher Sabat, who voices Vegeta in Dragon Ball Z and All
Wow.
Might and
Really?
My Hero Academia. Yes, that's who originally does Gaterbelt in the first season.
Oh wow.
That's insane. I mean, to pull off that voice for that specific character is. I mean,
Yeah.
it could
They
go
got a
wrong
real
so
black
easily.
guy for this season.
Somehow, I preferred the Christopher Sabat. So that says a lot. But okay, overall impressions, right? So the point I'm trying to make is like the voice felt really off. It felt like I was watching the same show, but I was watching an impression of the show
Mhm.
that I watched in season 1. I don't know if you guys felt that way, but as it went along, it felt like a more it felt like a blueprint copy of the first season, but obviously different. Like there's
Okay.
some differences. But I don't know what you guys felt about, like, I mean, I need to ask you guys because I don't know if you guys are, I mean, I know John's a fan. I don't know about you, Nina. But John, you waited 15 years. Was this worth the wait?
Sure. Sure. I'm at this point I want anything. I don't know about you, Nina. I was anything. New Pachinko
Um,
machine, anything.
I've so I discovered Panty and Stocking back in God, what year did they first start airing episodes? I know it
Like
was like
2010, 2011.
I knew it was somewhere around there. So back then I would have been 10th, 11th grade. You know, t- typical stupid teenager shit. So I saw, of course, when I found the show, I was like, "Oh my God, this show is freaking awesome." Then I kind of forgot about it a little bit. Then I got back into it, and I was like, "This is still so freaking awesome." Then when they announced that they were coming out with the season 2, I was really hyped for it. So I wouldn't say I was waiting 15 years like John. I would say maybe a couple, like 2 or 3. Ever since they first announced it, I've been really hyped to see it. And when I did finish the season, at first I was kind of like, when I heard the voice actors, I immediately noticed that something was off. Like I immediately I was like, wait a minute, these are not the same voice actors. What?
Yeah,
So,
they got surprised by everybody when that trailer dropped for the second season. And then they were
uh-huh.
like, "Wait a minute. We didn't get offered to reprise our roles."
Oh, that's crazy.
Mhm. They
I
found
really
out on Twitter.
I would have loved to have the OG, the OG cast
Mhm.
in the new season. But however, I do think that I will say it took me maybe at least 3, 4 episodes for the new voice actors to grow on me.
Mm.
But as the time went on and I thought about it, I'm like, this is Penny and Stocking, but with like their own unique twist to it. Because I felt that the voice actors, they were really trying.
Yeah.
They were probably really excited to be able to get the opportunity to do this. So, I
Yeah,
don't know,
I forgive Amazon for doing this because they got Christina V to voice Stockin. Stockin's my waifu. Monica Ryle, when I meet her in August of this year at some big anime convention, big
oh my
Minneapolis anime, I'm
oh
gonna
my
get her to
god.
sign some shit. I'm gonna try to not spill my spaghetti in front of Miss Monica Ryle, and
Oh my
it's
god.
gonna be awesome.
Oh my god. Yeah, she's the one that voices Stalkin. I'm s-
She voices Stockin. She voices Bulma from Dragon Ball Z. She voices Froppy from My Hero Academia.
she's also what is her
She's
name
probably like 8 other
from
things.
Renge from Oran High School Host Club?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
that's
she
so
even does a
cool.
fairy tale character. I can't remember her name.
Is it Mira Jane? I feel like it's
Yeah,
Mira
yeah,
Jane.
probably.
I think it's
I was
Mira
like, I don't
Jane.
even know what fairy tale is.
It's a it is a great
I don't.
anime, lots of episodes. If you have the time, start it.
I will add it to my list.
Right after that, you got to watch One Piece, all of it.
Ah, you lost me there. You lost me there.
Yeah, the dub. It was an Amazon dub, like I said. It was a completely recast and English cast. I went down the line. I think maybe Chuck stayed the same. You know, it sucks that the
Yeah.
original cast couldn't reprise their roles, and the community, the fans of the first season, were rightfully upset when they found out. And like I was
Mhm.
saying, the voice actors, they all found out on Twitter with everybody else when the trailer dropped. But, you know, I still love Christina V. She still voices a lot of anime characters that I love. And she still voices even some characters from Has Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss. And I'm just like, hell yeah, I'm all on board. I still love Monica Ryle, but like you said, a couple episodes and you kind of grow to, you're like, okay.
Oh my gosh. I have the other day, this is a little off topic, but a couple days ago, I was at the Mall of America and I went into the store called Anime Fix. And for $15, they were selling a panty and stocking cup. I was like, what? I immediately bought it. I was so excited.
So are you saying you also have a stocking anime pillow?
I do not. I have, I have,
In a panty and stocking wall scroll you're staring in front of your computer screen?
no. However, I do have season 2 on as just background picture. So,
A fan, but not a super fan. Right on.
I don't think
Oh,
anyone can match your level
no,
of
and I have
fandom.
crazy enthusiasm for it too. And how did we feel about polyester and polyurethane?
Bargain basement Backstreet Boys.
Yep.
uh, okay. When I first saw them, I was like, first of all, what are those names?
Yeah, I'm not
And so,
pronouncing that. For the record, I'm gonna be calling them Backstreet Boys for the rest of
Sure.
the episode.
The cousins.
Backstreet
Panty and
Boys.
stocking. Yep.
I was like,
Because the music.
first of all, like, what are those names? And secondly, this
Awful.
is, you can tell that this is definitely like new panty and stocking, like a new type of generation
Right.
because polyurethane and polyester, they're clearly Gen Z.
Yep.
I'm like, these are Gen Z angels
Yep.
just
No
from the
cap.
yeah.
It was
By
extremely cringy. Just the voicing, at least in the dub. I didn't check out the sub, but yeah.
Now, I didn't check out the sub either, mainly because I'm a person that can't read subtitles fast enough. So,
Okay.
and the dub versions of animes sometimes they go really hard. So,
As my thing is, as long as they don't use honorifics in the dub, and as long as it's not really cringy, like politically coded, like they're getting like really, what do you call it? They're saying like some shit from like modern day politics, and then I'm just rolling my eyes. I'm like, this is going to be dated in like 5 years.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, also this show, I mean, if it feels less anime, it feels more like a homage to, the golden era of Cartoon Network shows like
Mhm.
Dexter's Lab and
Mhm.
Powerpuff Girls. I don't know if you if you both watched it
Oh
growing
yeah.
up. I certainly did.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
a lot of the things I still like about this show, despite the stuff that I don't resonate with, is that it does so much with it's such a love letter to Western pop culture. And, I love like all the episodes that takes references and parodies a lot of like cool shows and movies that are so culturally significant. That was a big part of the first season. And that's something that they continue doing in this season as well. There's certain episodes that are completely a parody of something well we've seen before. I'm sure we'll get into it. But I really like the humor every time they do that. For me, that's like the best part of the humor in the show is like when it's sort of ripping off something else
Fast
and
and
is
Furious.
taking, yeah, like that episode. What was it called? Fucking Furious, or was
Furious,
it
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crew of
Oh,
sperm
that
make a
entire
Fucking Furious?
episode. Oh my god.
make
That
a
when I say the show is an impression of its first season, that is literally what the first season had. There was like
yeah.
one of the
It
top
was
four
like
episodes.
D-Day.
Yeah, yeah, it was a complete like it was these bunch of sperms in like it was like I don't even know how to
Yeah, yeah,
describe
and then
this
they
without
had like a
sounding
bunch of like jokes, like their names and all that. They're
Oh,
just all like,
100%.
yeah,
I was like, "Really?
yeah. You
They
just
could
like
have
roll
not
your
made
eyes,
it they could have not made it more obvious with that episode."
right? At least the first episode, it feels like you never left. It's like an old
Yeah.
friend that never grew up. It's great, and I hope it doesn't. This season doesn't change too much from
Yeah.
its first season.
Mhm.
And then they did a cockamamie explanation of why Stocking was a demon. I'm just like, okay, that's fine. I don't care. It's Penny and Stocking. It doesn't make sense to begin with.
That is true.
yeah, that cliffhanger, that post-credit scene, I don't even want to. Well, actually, now when I look back at it, it's like whatever. But like
Right.
when you see where it picks up, it's almost like there's no real consequence to that. You know, they
No,
just
well, the last 2 episodes of the first season were the only like plot heavy episodes, and it's the same thing with this season.
yeah, pretty much. I think it's a similar thing as well, where the last 3 episodes. Oh, sorry, the last 2 episodes
Yeah. Don't say
have
third.
like an attempt to stitch a finale plot
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the first season did. So a lot of things, looking back at it, I think the creators and the writers, I don't know if they're the same.
A lot of them are.
John, you would know. Okay, they are.
Yeah.
So yeah, so
A
they
lot of
they
them
pretty
are.
much they
So,
pretty much stuck to the blueprint aside from all the Gen Z shit they tried to do with those
So
two
a
Backstreet
little
Boys characters.
history. Studio Gainax went bankrupt. So the original studio that made Panty and Stocking, they also made like a bunch of other really popular anime. So they went bankrupt like 15 years ago. And we're not 15 years ago, probably like 10 years ago. They've been making like pachinko and a bunch of other crap. But for whatever reason, they couldn't manage their money. And people that left that studio to form Studio Trigger, the studio that created this season, a lot of them were the creatives that were writing and creating storyboards for the first season. So a lot of them did come over for this season because they were already in Studio Trigger.
Mhm. Well, that's cool.
Yeah, I give them $1 every month on Patreon because they still make good shit.
Studio Trigger. Yeah, I mean
Yep,
they
Trigger.
made Cyberpunk Edge Runners, which is a
Yep.
show we've renewed, and is a show that's supposedly getting a second season. So I'm
Ooh.
very excited about that. And yeah, and Studio Trigger did Kill a Kill, and they've done
Yep.
other shows that have been
Little
pretty
Witch
good.
Academia. They've done a
Yeah,
Inferno Cop. They've done a bunch of random things.
like I must say, like when I say like it's an impression, the art style is still great. They
Yep.
still maintain the quality, and there's a lot of like cool. There's like I like the first season, and there were certain episodes in the first season where like some episodes had a completely different art style,
Like
and
those
you see,
last 2 episodes, you're like, holy shit, where'd the budget come from? And like when they introduced the Demon Sisters, you're like, what the fuck? This is like the whole season's budget right now.
yeah, and then there's certain episodes that are told from different POVs. And like I think one of them, do you remember which one it was, John? It was set in like this grummy Gotham like city, and it had like rain everywhere, and there's like there's this father trying to buy the panty and stocking dolls for his daughter. I don't know if you remember that episode, but
I do
it was a
remember
good
it. I
one.
just
Oh,
don't
I
remember.
remember that. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. So stuff like that, when the show deviates from its usual shtick of just showing Panty and Stocking doing their usual things like fucking and eating sweets. I really liked episodes that like there was one episode in this season where the boys get fed up and they just go on a road trip,
Yeah.
including
That
the
one was pretty
Backstreet
cool.
Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I thought that episodes like that were really refreshing, and it added more cool stuff. Well, one thing I wasn't a fan of, the first season had like two stories in one episode. This season they try to add like there's some episodes that have like three stories,
Yeah.
and that means like an episode has to be divided like a 25-minute episode, and one of the stories the stories have to be like 6 minutes long, 5 minutes long, so they become even more shorter
Right.
than
Rushed.
the more rushed. And I definitely felt like they were trying to cram in too much at
Right.
points, and some of those mini episodes did not land for me, but some of them were really good. Like there's one episode with the cat vibe, the
Yeah, that
ghost
was
cat,
adorable.
and I think that episode was great, but
It was great.
also there's a lot of tonal whiplash because you're going from like, oh, this is really wholesome to, oh my god, this is like fucking gross, and
Or this is unwatchable and boring. And you're like, what the hell?
exactly. So I definitely suffered from the tonal whiplash this show offers, but then again, I realized from my first viewing experience, I did not binge it. I watched it in a sort of a orderly manner without like going in too much, because then I knew I would like get disoriented or probably get distracted.
Yeah, I got 8 episodes in, and then the first thing I did, because I knew I was going to watch it before Adi, because it's my show, I was like, okay, Adi, all right, you weren't going to want to pace yourself. And I did the same thing with Nina. I was like, all right, don't try to binge it.
Yeah.
Yeah, episode 10 is one that straight up upset me, because it's all non-canon, and it's like presented by Gaterbelt, and I don't care about non-canon as long as it's good. But like, so you have an aliens, like the Thing reference. I didn't have a problem with that. I thought that was cool. But the Lord of Kokhan the Great, like the Conan the Barbarian thing, that's in a completely different language that isn't English, and it didn't get translated. That one did not hit at all for me, and that one, in fact, that pretty upset me when that one was on. I was checked out, did not care, and I was like, "Is it the next episode yet?"
Yeah, and it was so long as well. Like I couldn't. I gotta be honest. I was fucking checked out. I was like, I had a hard time not fucking around and going on my phone, and because it
I
was
mean, I
like
Yeah.
don't
it was
blame
so.
you.
It tries to be so weird and esoteric sometimes that I can't tell if they're trying to be abstract or they're just taking the piss and trying to troll the viewers
Yeah, that
with some of the
episode was
stories.
like that episode was so bizarre and so freaking random. I'm like, what are they speaking? And normally, sometimes in animes, like when shit like that happens, they will have subtitles, like English subtitles on their own that you don't have to go in and put on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like the translation, that's what I'm trying to say. The
Right, if they're
translate
speaking like German.
Yes, the translation will pop up, but nothing was popping up, and I'm like, "What the hell is this?" And that was kind of did feel like that episode was one of the more longer ones than some of the other episodes. But I'm like,
Yeah,
"Why
it
is
just
this
went on
so
forever.
why is this so long?" Not it was really hard to focus on that one. I'm like, "Wait,
And then I
what is
don't
happening?"
remember which one it is, but there's one where they change the art style again, and it's like a 60s cartoon, and they
Yes.
changed up all the characters, and I'm like, this is hard to
Oh,
watch.
that was I think that was the episode which was paying homage to Jack Kirby and the Marvel
Yeah, I was just like, this
comics.
is I don't
I think there's a bit of a Fantastic Four
yeah.
reference and the Silver Surfer reference. I thought it was cool. I didn't have a problem with that episode. It was like something different. Like
No.
they
I
made
only got really
stalking
checked out
into a
on
thing.
the gorilla.
Yeah.
That was offensive. I can forgive him for that because it's Trigger, but still. Did either of you have a like favorite short?
They're it's kind of hard to pick.
Okay. Well,
I mean,
so
they're
mine's the
all
trading card one. It's called the body card. And
Ah, the
I've been
Yu-Gi-Oh.
yeah, exactly. The super uncle legendary white dragon.
Oh,
Yeah.
that one,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I've been Magic the Gathering player for pretty much most of my life since the early 2000s. And I was laughing so fucking hard to all the references. So they have a black Dildulus, which is the Black Lotus. They have the white eyes, the blue eyes, white dragon. That's the uncle. And then, yeah, I was in stitches the whole time during that episode. And then Panty's like trying to get money. So she's like, I'm going to play this card game. I'm just going to throw cards on the table because I'm lucky.
Oh, yeah, and at the end, they're like, "Oh, yeah, due to popular demand, they're reprinting," so the value
Yeah.
immediately went down after she won the game.
Which anybody that played Yu-Gi-Oh, that was a common occurrence because the Konami, they would ban and reprint at their leisure.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a funny episode.
It's
I
my
remember.
favorite. When I was watching it, when it was airing, I was sending clips to Audi. I was like, oh my God, they did it.
It had one of those gross. What were they? Fucking
It was like a dildo up his ass or some shit.
yeah. No. But what were they like old people? They're all
They
old
were all like uncles.
uncles.
Yeah,
Uncles.
they're
Right.
all like gross uncles.
Yeah.
hmm I don't. I'm still trying to think about what my favorite short is, but I will tell you the short that made me cry.
Okay.
It was the one with where she knocks over a cat's grave, and then she has a cat
Oh,
ghost following her.
Pet Cemetery Hills. Yeah, that was it was pretty
Yeah,
sweet.
her cat vibe. And
Yep.
then she comes back, and the reason why this like hit for me because I have a cat. I
Yeah.
and he is adopted, and he is my absolute world. Aside to right next to my significant other. But I was just like, oh, because at the end, the cat's like, oh, I can move on. I finally felt
Mhm.
real love. I'm just like, it was
It's
just it was just so sad because like,
and they did an episode like that in the first season
Yeah,
with
with
the
Dawkins falls in love.
yeah.
The gross looking, gross
Yeah,
smelling.
yeah,
yeah, he smells like
yeah.
fart.
So I really like that episode as well, and I think what I like about the episode, beside it being wholesome, is the fact that the show deals so much with, the formula is so much about, oh, we gotta kill ghosts and get
Mhm.
whatever coins, heaven coins,
Heaven coins
but
or hell
this
coins.
hell coins. But this episode, including the one in season one where stalking falls in love with a gross ghost who wasn't able to move on to heaven. What I like about it is it shows that not all ghosts are inherently bad, and that there's
Mhm,
some that are just like unable to move to
Mhm.
heaven because they weren't able to like fulfill what they wanted, or
mhm,
what they wanted to do with their life on earth. And the fact that they can get their redemption and move on peacefully was pretty nice. Like I think that changes, like it adds a bit more depth to the show than the usual, oh, we gotta go kill a ghost because so and so thing is possessed or attacked or whatever. So stuff like that is like welcoming. I really enjoyed it, and it works really well because it's like a really short story. Like it's barely like 6 minutes, and it's like sandwiched between, like, in fact, the episode before that, which was Dawton City. Sorry, the
Right.
story before that, which is Dawton City President.
President.
I was just like checked out for that one.
Yep.
Like I couldn't understand the reference. I couldn't get
Yeah, and then they
what
do the
was,
Jack Kirby universe after that. This is the third one.
which is like a massive like art style change.
Right,
And
and
the
it's
whole
really juxtaposing to the original art style.
Yeah. It resembles the comic book art styles of Stan Lee and Jack Kirby,
Yep.
who wrote the Marvel stories, the comics. But
The
yeah,
reference to the movies that nobody will shut up about.
yeah. Oh, okay. Is it
Yeah, the MCU. So I think this season takes the lewdness to like a whole like new level because it's on Prime, and it's like even more sex and nudity. Like you see titties in this season. I'm
yeah,
like,
you
you
do.
would
I did
never see
notice
that.
that.
Yeah, I was like, oh, Stockin's got titties, nice. And this season is not something to watch around the family, and not one you should introduce any of your family members to. Don't be like me and show your teenage sister the first season
I
and then
still can't
forget.
believe you did that.
Yeah, I can't believe I did either. But, in retrospect, I was just really excited that she was into anime, and Panty and Stocking is one of like the 3 or 4 animes I physically own the copies of. So you can go here, watch this. And then
That's kind of funny.
you forget how like horny it is. And you're like, damn it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was like when I first watched it as well. I remember I think I even mentioned it in the first step. I was like, oh, I mean, this is kind of nice. It reminds me of like the shows I used to watch as a kid. And then 30 seconds in, I'm like, no, this is nothing. This is unlike anything I ever
You
watched
just hear the
as a
first F
kid.
word and you're like, what? You're like brain short circuits.
Yeah, or like a fucking vibrator
Right.
somewhere
This with
in
the
Pan.
zombies.
Yeah. The lewdness being high. I mean, look, I'll be honest. Like I said, the crude humor for me doesn't really do much. It's funny, and it has its moments where it is funny. Like I think I find the humor works better when it's like when it's referencing pop culture, or it's like parroting something, or it's like character driven rather than it being just about sex. In that regard, I found it gratuitous, but not to a point where it mattered. It felt very surface level. But I had more things to say about like characters. I think with the fact that the Demon Sisters joined the roster now, it felt quite packed. It felt like we had a lot of new characters in. It felt like there was a lot more to juggle and a lot of shit happening. And I felt like some characters didn't get the usual attention. I felt like Gaterbelt didn't get as much of a role, in terms of like story moments than like he did in season 1. And I
Right.
felt
And Chuck
like
didn't even get his own episode. What the hell?
Chuck
That
was like
episode that everybody
redundant.
checks out and stares at their phone from the first season?
Yeah, I know that episode. But I remember it being very abstract and weird. But there was one part of it that made no sense to me. But one thing I didn't like was how they handled Brief in this season. Like there were moments where he just felt like really irritating to watch. I don't know if you guys felt that way.
Yeah, there were moments. There were moments where I'm like, all right, like not even in the first season was he this annoying.
Yeah.
I will say the voice actor that they got for Brief is very, very similar to the one they had for the first season. Like it took
It's almost like he has more lines. He's LARPing way more.
yeah.
I didn't like that he said bitch.
What?
I just didn't. I didn't. He said bitch in the first episode when he's like doing like the intro. He said bitch on more than one occasion, and that really like put me off a little because it's like I'm like he's a geek boy. He doesn't even know that word.
Yeah. Uh he didn't really swear a whole lot in the first season.
Like I don't think at
No,
all.
and in fact, I thought there would be a bit of a change because Panty
Right. He
sees
would have
him with his hair up,
hair
and he
up,
looked.
yeah, and then he could be
Uh-huh.
styling.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
he's
was
actually
wondering about
not a
that
geek,
too. Mm-hmm.
but they don't really address that this
But they do
season.
like
It's almost
reference to him being loaded.
yeah. I guess there's that episode where he and Gaterbelt have enough, and then they go over to Brief's house and take his dad's car, and then they go on a road
Yeah,
trip.
they do.
But no, I don't know. I felt like he was too much of he was really down bad for Panty the whole season. Even though she was like, there's one episode where she was like literally fucking someone next door, and the guy's still getting off that. Like it's just
Yeah.
it's like another level of self cuckolding that I just don't understand about Brief and like what they're trying to do with the character. I suppose in the end, like they try again to steer their stories together, but for the most part, I felt like he was just like, yeah.
He's got to propose to her at Lingerie Land. Or confess his feelings, rather, not propose, but
yeah.
Lingerie
But
Land.
what did you guys think of the Demon Sisters this season?
I liked them. I don't know. I feel like the Demon Sisters had a little bit of a character development in this season. Like we get to know more about their personalities other than their sole purpose is just defeating angels.
Right, and summoning ghosts.
Yeah.
Like the 666 birthday episode, that was adorable.
Yeah, it was. I really liked it. I liked that one because we got to see this new side of them.
Mm-hmm.
Same with the cat episode. That was a new side of Panty that we got to see. We're like, I'm
Right.
like, what? Panty has the ability to care about other living beings.
But that's what I find frustrating about the show is that it's got moments like that where it's clearly capable of writing great character development and episodes that are really like doing more than what the usual stick is. But then it goes back to its original shtick, and it's like, it resets the clock
It does.
over.
Mm-hmm.
From
So,
episode to
like,
episode, like nothing happened until like the final episode.
yeah.
Until Heaven Wars, episode 1, The Family Menace.
Yeah, I was watching that and I'm like, where did this come from? I mean, I guess they kind of did the same thing with season 1 because season 1 towards the end of it was just random every episode, and then at the very last,
Except for that one episode where they retcon. Remember, John? Which
Yep.
I think was Corset.
yes,
They
that,
retcon
yeah,
that Corset was behind everything. I thought that was really cheap writing. Like it didn't feel. It felt like, oh, we need to add this
Well,
so
they
that
kind of wrote
the
themselves
finale.
into a hole. I forgive them.
But
Gynax was famous for doing LOL get fucked endings.
infamously known for that,
Yep.
isn't it? Like
Yes, yep. My
right, wasn't that the
Evangelion.
case? Evangelion, I thought, didn't even have the budget to end. Like they had to
Yeah,
just
that was their
fucking
fuck
end it.
you. It was a congratulations ending. They had to make an entirely new movie to end it.
Yeah, which is
It was congratulations, and they're all clapping, and it's all like still images.
well, which
No,
is why this season I expected, before even watching it, I expected, okay, hopefully this time around the writing doesn't fuck up.
You still got your cliffhanger ending.
Yeah, there's still a cliffhanger, but it's not like as bad as I think the first season where the story actually
yeah.
the story actually ends well, like it's
Yeah.
satisfying.
I would be happy
then-
if they didn't do any more. I'd be fine.
But then they added an unnecessary post-credit scene with that
Oh,
twist.
hey, at least they
And
didn't
then on
say
top of
Penny and
that-
Stocking will return in.
On top of that, they blue balled the fans for 15 years. So,
okay.
they did. They 100% did. And hopefully they don't do that again, because did you guys see that there's supposed to be another season at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah.
what I don't
Satan
understand.
grabbing-
What I don't understand is why it still baffles me why it took them 15 years for a studio to pick this up. And
Well, it was in rights hell. It's the same thing that happened to Fooly Cooley, but if you're familiar with the second season of Fooly Cooley, you'd hope Penny and Stocking would do the same thing.
Mhm.
I don't know, Nina, if you ever saw you didn't see the first season of Fooly Cooley, so I can't imagine you saw the second or the third. But what they ended up doing is they completely changed the story, and it doesn't have the same vibe. It has some of the same music, but they just did an entirely new story, second, third, and a fourth season of Fooly Cooley, and I hate it. Just the writing is not the same.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, I hope they don't do that in the next season.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they're still the same voice actors, because if they get another new set of voice actors, I don't know what I would do.
Okay. Okay, I will voice Gaterbelt. Adi will voice Chuck.
I'll voice Stalking.
There you go.
And it feels blatantly like budget cuts to me. Like the only reason why I can see Amazon not bringing the original crew back is because they would have to pay them more.
Probably.
Which I think is a shame, because a lot of
they would get a lot of goodwill if they redubbed it.
Exactly. I think a lot of what makes the first season still unique is that it still belongs in an era where shows like that, you don't get them anymore right now. You don't get shows like these around anymore. And it belongs in that era, and it has all those, it's almost like a time capsule, because all the voiceover artists who voice characters in that show, they all, like you mentioned, John, they've all voiced iconic characters on different animes from the 90s. So to see that, to see them do that and bringing new, I guess it's all right, but I can't see any good reason beyond it being monetary, that they were just trying to save on budget. But at least the animation still looks the same, right?
Mm-hmm. And if we all watched the sub instead, we wouldn't have noticed anything.
True, because the sub still retained.
Yep, they still have all the same voices.
Yeah, I think it was a rights thing, because Amazon had the rights for the dub, and
yep, yeah, they sold the rights to Amazon for the dub, not Crunchyroll.
Yeah, and I think Amazon were the ones who hired the new dub cast instead of the OGs. But John, do you have a list of all the famous movies or shows this season sort of parodies?
Oh, reference to? No, I didn't do that. But
Okay.
just off the top of my head, they did The Thing. They did Fast and the Furious. They did The Thing, and that episode was kind of sexy if I don't say so myself. They made references to Star Wars in the last 3 episodes because the title.
They did a horror episode which I really liked as well. It was a reference to this Italian film called Suspiria, made by Dario Argento, which was like a horror movie that came out in the 70s or the 80s and was really, really popular. And it's the whole movement of those movies is called Giallo, Giallo, because it refers to like a subgenre of horror in Italian films, which has thriller, and it peaked in the 60s and the 70s, and it's known for having like really saturated colors and intense music and crazy violence, like American slasher movies. And I like that episode because it was about like the blonde serial killer. someone's killing someone's killing all Panty lookalikes who are blonde, and
Can't
yeah,
get
it
blame
had
them.
it had a nice sort of eerie, serial killer sort of vibe to it, which I liked. So there's some cool stuff like that, which I didn't expect the show would do. For the most part, I was really happy that they didn't do too much Gen Z shit because that would have really pissed me off. Besides the Backstreet Boys,
Mm.
but like I just feel like the whole Backstreet Boys characters, they're just there to service the new era fans, like the Gen Zs. I just
Yeah,
feel that that's what it is.
that's kind of how I feel too. Because I
I
feel
do
like
like their song.
they do their transformation song is
Divine.
pretty dope. I
Yeah.
do like it.
And you
It
get
goes hard.
some man fan service. You get some of that.
You do.
They have what I would
Which
call
nobody asked for.
comforters.
Let's face it, nobody asked for that.
Yeah.
I surely didn't.
Well, it's because we're both straight guys. Nina, did you appreciate it?
Mm.
They came off more queer than straight. I can't lie.
Well, they
They
had like abs.
they did, and they also had abs. I don't know. It's just I don't know. I don't.
That's your answer.
Not really the kind of fan service I like. Now, if you want to talk about, Gray from Fairy Tale or even Jinshi from Apothecary Diaries, yes. Like, but for some reason, I just didn't really see it. It wasn't really appealing to me,
Okay.
their quote unquote fan service. But I do like that they talk in slang. Like everything they say is
No cap.
yes.
I think
And
the
I
Demon Sisters were better nemesis than the. I kind of wish
Yeah.
the Demon Sisters were still nemesis because I really liked the competitive.
I did
tete-a-tete.
appreciate that they rolled their R's in the dub. Because you lose that in the first season. Because they go, roll, like they're Spanish speakers.
yeah. But it was also really cool at the end of the season to see what happens when demons and angels join forces and the kind of power that they have when they work together.
They had to
It
fight
was
Ramy.
Yeah, it was kind of cool to see that. I'm not gonna lie.
And he shoots a big gun. He's trying to like rip open hell, like the gate, with a big bullet.
I was like, what is happening?
And then they go to Lingerie Land. And Brief confesses his feelings for Panty.
As if she didn't already know.
Right.
Because
or
he didn't
already give a
yeah.
shit.
Because he didn't make it obvious already.
Right.
No,
Also,
but like, there's this one character who's kind of like a traitor, mystical traitor who gives like gadgets and shit, like sells stuff. I forgot what her name is. She kind of appears from a
yeah,
portal, and
the cosplayer.
the cosplayer, and then
Yeah,
she's
she's a
telling
nerd.
Brief, oh, if you do this, your chances improve by from 0.0000 to 0.0000.1. And he's like, wow, I'll do that. That's great. Like, that's super high odds. But like, that's how he's so, I don't know, down bad and just deluded over Panty, and like
Hey, if it was
There's that
stalking, I'd
one
do the
episode,
same thing.
bro. There's that one episode where one of the Backstreet Boys like comes into Panty's room and dresses up as Panty, and Brief can't tell the difference.
Can you zip me
That
up?
it's
Oh, Gunsmith Bitch. That's her character's name. An arms dealer.
Gunsmith.
Oh, okay.
She stores all of her guns in the pants dimension. And her public persona is a glasses-wearing geek named Geek Girl.
Okay. Geek girl.
Geek girl.
It's my next cosplay, Geek Girl. Just kidding. You ain't gonna see that. I'll only be Madoka.
I have thought about cosplaying stalking once.
That'd be pretty cool. I would be a fan.
We'll see, maybe. I don't have any plans to go to any anime conventions anytime soon. I am jealous that you're gonna get to meet Monica, though. I'm so jealous about that.
It's a lifelong dream.
Have you met her before, or is
No.
this your first
No.
time? First
No. Maria and I have met the dub voice actor for My Dress Up Darling, chick who plays Marin.
Oh, that's
Oh
cool.
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, we got her signature. It's on her wall in her house. And no, I haven't met any of the cast from the dub, but although I probably could have met Chris Sabat at multiple times because he's at everything, because he does Dragon Ball and All Might. And
Oh, wow. I would really like to meet Jeremy Lay. I would love to meet Jeremy Lay. She's one of my favorite voice actors.
okay,
She plays Lucy in Fairy Tale. She's also she's in what is that anime called? Steins Gate. I think it's
Steins
Steins
Gate?
Gate. Yes.
Steins Gate with the Dr. Pepper and the time travel.
Yes.
Adi, that's another good anime for you to watch sometime. Steins Gate.
Yeah, no, Steins Gate. I'm aware of Steins Gate. Steins Gate and Code Geass are like two. Are they the similar?
Not
are they
at all.
both similar?
Not
No,
at
right?
all. No, they're
All right.
completely
But I know both. I know you
Stas-
recommended me.
Code Geass
both
is
of
all
them.
about terrorism, and Steins Gate's all about time travel.
Okay, cool. All right, yeah.
I'm just waiting for Nina to correct me.
Yeah, you're right. Steins Gate it's kind of cool. I mean, I intend to check it out. I mean, it came out. When did it even air?
Oh, it's
2011.
like the early to late 2000s.
Right. Interesting. I don't know. What did you guys think of like what was, apart from like the voice changes? Was there anything you felt like was different or missing that season 1 had, or the other way around? Or you all
I think
felt
there was
pretty
way too
comfortable?
many experimental episodes that, not that I really care about canon, but they just felt like they were just put in there because they could. Some of these hit and some of these miss, and some of them miss so hard that so I've watched this 3 times now. If I watch it a 4th time, I'm going to dread doing another rewatch. It's going to be the most passive rewatch. I have my phone open every time the dumb episodes are on. Nina, did you have any gripes?
None that I can think of right now. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like I know it's called the new Panty and Stocking, but I just felt like the vibe was kind of different from the first season. The
It's
episodes were
more
I
like
agree.
fan fiction.
yeah, it does.
I agree.
And I feel like there's like that sense of wonder, I guess, that they had in the first season. I didn't really feel it with season 2. Felt Season 2 just kind of felt much more random than the first one.
Yeah.
I completely agree.
Yeah, I agree with that sentiment. In fact, what was funny was as I got deeper into the season, I kept thinking about the first season, and I kept thinking, maybe I was a bit too harsh on that first season.
All right, watching it up to a 10 out of 10.
No, not a 10. That the post credit scene is just like, there's too many other issues with the stuff that I think I wouldn't, but I still think there's a place for it, which it's still something bold for a show like that to exist. And I know it's a piece of like I said, it's a time capsule because it's one of Studio Gainax's lost works, and Studio Gainax kind of marked an era in anime, with its run in the late '90s and to the early 2000s and all that stuff. So
Evangelion, Tenga Toppa Gurren Lagann. Some of those
exactly,
anime.
so many other big animes that have come out from Gainax. wasn't wasn't Redline Gainax as well, or was that some?
Yeah, I think so. Let's
Or
find
was
out.
that Trigger?
I don't think that was Trigger. It was before Trigger came out. Fully Cooley too.
Fully Cooley too. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah, they made 5 anime after Panty and Stalking. They were making anime until 2015. They even
Yeah,
had a
so
canceled
fairly.
three-part movie. Yeah, a show I never heard about.
Wow.
Wish Upon the Pleiades. I can't even pronounce that correctly. And then Magica Wars. Never heard of that. Stella Women's Academy High School Division Class C. Never heard of that. Medeka Box. I heard of that. I never watched it though. Corpse Princess. I've heard of that. He Is My Master. I watched that because it was slice of life.
Mhm.
Moe Blob garbage. That
Oh, Redline was made by Madhouse.
Madhouse. Okay, yeah.
That's
Mixed.
another pretty big and popular studio for anime that's been around since the '70s. But yeah, no, I think the first season is just different because it belongs in a time where also we got to understand that now with with the way things are presented today, there's simply things you can't do anymore like you did before. Like they can't be another Tropic Thunder coming out in
Right.
today's era,
Because they'll
so
get
it
called
belongs.
racist and get canceled, and
Mhm.
everybody will
it will,
lose their
it will
jobs.
get canceled to the moon. It will get canceled to the moon. It's much easier for an anime to get away with it because anime is like still
Like a
it can
niche. It's slowly getting more popular, but it is very niche. Everyone knows
no
what Demon Slayer is.
Yeah.
it's extremely popular, but with anime you have more liberty to get away with it because you're
Right.
still like working with animation, right? Well, so if you do a real movie with real representation of real people, there's like all that touchy sensitive stuff that can be blown out of proportion. So I think like for that regard, like that's why the first season holds up for me when I look back at it. But I also felt like it still feels like the show, the second season, changes it up by being random, has a lot more going on with the characters because two new there's 2 new characters plus the demon sisters, but at the same time it feels like it's trying to follow some of the threads from that first season, like a rough outline of like the sperm episode is there in both the seasons. That wholesome episode with the ghost cat and the ugly ghost is there in both seasons. I mean, both seasons have an episode where you have no clue what the fuck is going on. Both seasons have like a 2 3 part finale episode, right, with a
Mhm.
cliffhanger. So there's still a lot of similarities with both the seasons, and they've clearly tried to keep that intentionally so that the show doesn't feel too new and too different. But I feel like there's some things that they've done where they've probably tried to, like, I don't know, maybe attract new generation of fans, and that might have like actually made it a bit more messier than what it was originally. But I don't know. What do you guys think?
I agree.
Mhm.
I felt like in this generation of everything's on streaming, that Panty and Stocking has a hard time keeping up with it. This, like a lot of these episodes are almost like short enough to be like YouTube shorts,
Mhm.
which is kind of like mind boggling in an era where everything's TikTok and YouTube shorts. I can understand why they wouldn't want to make the episodes, a lot longer, and they would have to
Mhm.
animate like the same stuff. And that's why when those random episodes where they change the style, I'm just like, I don't have attention span for that.
Mhm.
Yeah, but also I don't know if that was the intentional choice that, like, people don't have attention span anymore, so let's make
Probably not.
shorter. but I don't think it works. I think the first season's format of having two stories in one episode works
Right.
better. It makes it more digestible, and it makes the tonal whiplash a lot less forgiving than like going from something sweet and wholesome to like doing a complete 360 and
Right.
watching Panty fuck her brains out or some fucking random shit that you have no clue what's going on. So, but I don't know. I don't know how much the writers ever cared because, like, clearly, I don't think. Look, most of it is not canon, right? Until like a few episodes here and there. But
Right.
for the most part, like, they don't really. I don't really see it as a show that's trying to build a consistent narrative or
not at
build to
all.
an arc. It's just kind of doing its own thing whenever it can, and it has some episodes that try to thread the needle, and then it has some episodes which it's just trying to take the piss and parody something or be like completely different than what you usually expect. So it's kind of that kind of an affair, but that makes it inconsistent. It can make it inconsistent to engage with, but that's just how the show is. The show is not meant to be a straight line, is it?
Not at
Like
all.
none of these episodes can be described. I mean, it's gonna sound like we're reviewing art house porn here. For
Right.
whoever's
Or like a fever dream.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Stalkin was a gorilla. What?
That, yeah, Stockton kind of got the short end of the stick for this season. She got
I
turned into
agree.
so many things.
Yeah, I feel like Panty got way too much of the spotlight, and I feel like
Mhm.
the rest of the characters didn't get as much. Like the Demon Sisters had one good episode but that is also with Panty, right? Is she bonds with one of the sisters bonds with Panty, because it's her birthday. But I feel like Stalking takes a back seat. I feel like Garterbelt takes a back seat. I feel like Brief is more a bit more annoying than usual. Chuck is just Chuck. He shows up sometimes, but
Yeah,
it was kind
'cause
of like that for me. I don't know if you guys felt that way.
I did kind of feel like Panty did get a little more of the spotlight than Stocking did, because at least in the last season, Stocking she got her own episode, I believe. Well, when she falls in love with the ghost,
Yep.
we got to see or we got to learn more about her. With a couple of episodes in the new season, I feel like we get to see a little more of what Panty is like, but Stocking isn't getting what's the
Well,
word?
Stocking gets her episode where she goes to the dojo, episode 3, where you get what's better than one Stocking. You get a lot of Stocking clones, and they're all fighting.
That's true. Yeah, forgot about that one.
No, I agree.
Literally forgot about that one though. How forgettable was it that we both forgot?
Yeah, because
But
she's
there's
at
Yeah.
a dojo and she's trying to get some sweets, and then she has to fight like a million clones of herself.
Okay, I'm gonna list some episodes here. I don't know if you remembered them, but I'm gonna list them and I'm gonna say why I just couldn't get into them. And I'm very curious to know if y'all felt the same way.
Okay.
So the Dothan City president was something I couldn't get into. Then the fucking Furious was amazing. Don't get me wrong. The other ones that were kind of weird, Mutant Garterbelt was kind of weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
I felt like, let's
I
see,
didn't
I'm
have a
looking at
problem with the president one.
Lord of the Kokan. I think we all agree that was like probably the worst episode.
Yeah, I
The
could not get into that one at all.
that was just the
it was
Christmas
too
episode.
niche.
Yeah.
The Christmas episode with with Panty fucking the Santa Claus was also kind of random. And I think there was an episode where like there's like a Terminator reference where Tom Cruise Jr. shows up to kill
Yeah, they made a reference to
that one
Tom Cruise in the first season, so it
because he's in the
They
first
do.
season.
Yeah.
he's a monkey.
Yeah. He's like an evil time traveler. So there were like some of these episodes. I think there was one episode with the sushi chef, or one of the demon sisters. Like Scanty is unwilling to like take a shit or something, unable to take a shit or something. and
she has
she produces
incontinence.
she produces like a ghost or some shit. I don't know. Like it was kind of weird. There were some episodes that were not on my wavelength, but then there were some episodes that were incredibly entertaining and funny, like you guys have already mentioned. So it was quite a mixed bag for me. But any one that stood out or didn't stand out aside from the
Yeah.
usual stuff?
Episode 10 was a big pile of shit, and I'm offended that they made it. Now, the side of me that loves stock and enjoys, nudity, but that's about it. It's very surface level. And then that Kotan, just fuck off. And the episode with the gorilla, that I didn't care. I like comics and I like comic storylines and all that, and some of them are really interesting and really thought out and really fleshed out. But then you got just homage. It's like homage variety hour. And I like it in the first season when it's South Park, but when it's Jack Kirby like comic book stuff, I just don't give a shit. I
It's
did
interesting you say that
enjoy.
because the Reddit thread for that, everyone was praising that Jack
They
Kirby
loved it.
episode.
Okay,
They
well,
loved it. They loved
I didn't
it.
care. As a panty and stocking stand of season one, I didn't care for it. But the last two episodes are great. Like you were saying, the Christmas one, just like whatever, where Santa Claus injures himself having sex with Panty and sends knee socks to deliver presents. It's whatever. But yeah, that final episode was great. You got to finally see Stocken's mom and dad in the flesh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to
That was
see
cool.
Stocken's mom, where she's live action on the bottom half, because you only see her from like the knee socks and her panties, because she comes through the sky and steps on a ghost or whatever.
Yeah, I thought it was nice that they changed the setting for the finale from Dawson City. Let's face it, Dawson City is like the New York in MCU. The amount of times that place has been fucking trashed and destroyed. Like I'm glad that they decided to go to heaven, because I was really curious to see what the whole deal was about, why they've been exiled on Earth, and turns out their parents are ex
Worse
addicts
than they
just like
are.
them. Worse than so. Yeah, it was interesting, but Brief didn't make it through the pearly gates.
No, he didn't.
And he tries to rescue them. We can talk about the finale, I guess. Like it's a three-parter, isn't it? It's meant to rip off the new, what do you call it? The second trilogy.
It's
Prequel trilogy
the
of Star
prequel
Wars.
trilogy. It's Heaven Wars Episode 1, The Family Menace. And then Episode 2 is Heaven Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Uncle, which is Attack of the Clones. And then Heaven Wars Episode 3 is Revenge of the Bitch, which is Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, I liked the last couple of episodes. It was really fun to get to see Heaven, get to see their parents, and see what the big deal is. Because I feel like from the way they talk about it, we all have so consciously have been like, we need to see what it looks like, because we never did. So it was cool. It was cool to finally, have the curiosity satisfied.
Yeah. So what ends up happening is, so they go to heaven and they find out somebody's trying to take over. And there's like a whole like thing where their dad got caught laying with another woman, and they're like trying to like take him off the throne over it. And their cousin Rami and his sons are trying to take over the throne, and he wants to do some crazy shit and basically end the world.
It's bizarre that it was their own uncle. I mean,
Right.
I get the plot twist, but I'm like, geez. It was even more of a, even more, it was just as shocking because when it was revealed, because Stockton was like, oh, wait a minute, aren't those our uncle's kids? Like, those are our cousins. And I was like, they're, what? And I guess I do kind of see it because the polyester and polyurethane, they kind of seem like a male version of panty and stocking, but Gen Z coded. Like, I just, I really did like the way they talked because it made a lot of sense, but yeah, it was, it was just wild. for them to be like, wait, those are our cousins, and I was like, because I was not expecting that. That caught me completely off guard.
Yeah, it kind of like caught me off guard as well, and I think like I don't know. It's like suddenly they were meant to be like super evil and like the main guys like
Well, you can't top the Demon Sisters.
No, you
that's what I
can't.
was saying. That's what I was
Where
saying.
they're going to a casino and they're like throwing their underwear on the table to bet all the money because they have angel luck, and they're like running the card game and sucking up all the money to feed it to a ghost.
Exactly. And then I mean, you see like it's kind of funny how he uses like a voice recorder to change to get permission to get the throne from it's pretty funny. Something stupid like that.
Right.
But they all get turned into stone basically. And then yeah, there's like that big fight where Gaterbelt assembles the Avengers and they take the Empire Strikes Back, right? Oh, am
Yep.
I getting the reference wrong?
That's probably right.
Yeah, the way it ended, it's kind of like I don't know. It was fine. I guess I like that it was set in heaven, but then it ends on another cliffhanger.
But a
which-
cliffhanger that's not so bad that it'll piss you off. At least if
Yeah.
you've been waiting 15 years for the
So
season.
Panty and Stocking new season will return in Avengers Doomsday in 15 years.
Right. Yeah, they get so Panty and Brief, after he confesses to her at Lingerie Land, get dragged to hell by basically Satan. And then years after the escape of hell, they marry, and Stocking sends their son Junior and a demon child named Bastard to find the missing Panty and Brief. Now, are they just gonna just not keep that as canon? That's fine by me because I don't really give a shit.
Yeah, that part I was like, find Panty and what happened to them? That was
I was
just
kind of
like,
confused. I was kind
Yeah.
of confused. I
They
didn't
just got
know if
grabbed by the devil.
No. I got that. I got that they got grabbed, but what confused me was I was like, who are these kids and like where did
Right.
they come from? Is there like a time jump? Is there like they've
I
been
think
waiting?
they did years after, so some undisclosed amount of time, which could just be retconned right away if they made a third season, which I would imagine they would
Probably
if they did.
probably will in 30 years we'll find out.
30
like-
years, shut your dumb
because
mouth, Adi.
they gotta outdo the first season, right?
The 15
The
years.
15 years.
No, by then they'll just remake it completely.
yeah. No, they better not make us wait like another 15 or even 5 years. There better be another season coming out next year. They have plenty
Next
of
year?
time.
I
Yes.
don't think that's. Is there any announcement about?
No, nothing yet.
No, it was just another announcement.
Isn't
of
that
there will be
weird?
a next season, but
No, but it isn't. Yeah, but that's so easy to say.
The anime usually takes like 2 or 3 years unless it's ongoing.
okay. Well, I hope that we get another one next year or the year after. Hopefully, because that was kind of a cliffhanger that they left it on. That time jump. It's like, okay, how the hell are these Panty and Stockings kids when they got grabbed before? Like if they were in hell, how did the children get there? That doesn't make sense to me.
And like, whose children is it? Like, who
Yeah.
did she fuck?
Yeah.
Why are they half demonic? Like, where I didn't see any demon characters besides the demon sisters. So, like, I'm confused. What's the names of the kids? I think they call-
Junior and Bastard.
Oh my god.
It's quite the names.
A
for your
child born out of
offspring.
wedlock named Bastard.
Oh my gosh.
I'm a child born out of wedlock. I am technically a bastard. Well, what would you expect out of a season 3? What do you want to see?
Well, I want to know who those kids are. First of all, like I want to know who spawned them. That needs
Yeah.
to be like the first thing that is explained. Like what happened and why are they living with Stocking? Like
Okay.
yeah, I would like to see that definitely.
See, I want another episode where they play Magic the Gathering.
Magic the Gathering.
or Magic the Uncleing or whatever they call it. It was something stupid. I loved it. I want another episode like that. I want a full episode, a full 24 minutes of them playing a fake Magic the Gathering Yu-Gi-Oh hybrid.
That would be kind of fun to see. And I like how they just blatantly said copy paste with Yu-Gi-Oh, but make it panty and stocking.
Okay, I got this. All right. They make a White Schwartz set for Penny and Stocking, and then they introduce it in the anime. Nina just bought all the signed foils. She bought them all already before they even got announced.
If that were possible and that were a thing, absolutely.
Why not? There's a SpongeBob set. We're gonna get it.
That'd be really cool if they made a White Schwartz set for Panty and Stocking. I'm surprised that. Yeah, I would too. I'm surprised they haven't made one already. Honestly, with how sex coded this anime is.
Right. Adi's like, what's that?
It's a card game, and the different sets you can get are different animes.
Yep, cool. Play White Schwartz today.
I need to get into this. I've never, prior to today, I've never heard of it. So it's new. It's new information, but it's cool. I mean, I like collecting Pokemon cards back in the day. So
hell yeah. Do we have anything else to say?
I wanted to say that I hope that the next season kind of tries to break away from pandering too much with being like fan service with like Gen Z and all that stuff. I wanted to kind of like not follow what the first two seasons did and do something different. And by different, I mean it's already like it's easy to say that. You can't really say do something different when every episode is so different from each other.
Yeah.
Exactly. But what I mean is like I want to see more.
Bring back the dubcast.
Bring back the dubcast, but I want to see more of a journey. I want to see more of a journey. Like I understand the episodes don't always connect and they're not canon, but I still want to see a journey from where we began and where we end, because I think that would really make it interesting. Maybe they go into the galaxy and they fucking go into different places, or they do different shit, like they explore different ideas. That would be cool to see. But I hope it doesn't like try to like reinterpret itself too much and just like follow the same like overall structure.
Yeah, I think in the next season, I feel like they're probably going to bring polyurethane and polyester back. I feel like their uncle might come back as well. Who knows? Yeah, Rami. It's just one of those things where you just have a feeling. But I would like to see more of a character development with polyester and polyurethane. When and if they come back. Because they just kind of show up at random, and they only show up when they're on the clock and they're supposed to be fighting ghosts. Other than that, we just don't see them.
We're on break.
Yeah, we're clocked out now. Bye. Bye, chat.
Bye, chat. Oh my god. They're Twitch streamers now.
Oh, I didn't in one of the episodes. Didn't Stocking call them the Twin Twinks? Is that what she called them?
Probably.
I think she called them that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god.
I mean, like, they kind of look gender confused. Not gonna lie.
They're non-binary with bulges.
That's probably what they are. They're probably non-binary, but do they call each other like he and him? I didn't pay attention. I think they
pronouns.
I mean, all I know is Gaterbelt feels betrayed by them, and he's like, "Oh, we took a leak together, shoulder to shoulder."
Yeah,
I remember that.
Bonding, yeah.
Yeah. He really thought that they bonded.
Not at all.
No, not really.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of.
Garter was just dick sucking gods in godliness, because he's a pastor, priest guy. Mm-hmm. So he's a man of the cloth. So of course he's gonna suck God's dick.
Mm-hmm.
No, but like the first season had more of a sinister backstory with Gaterbelt.
Yeah.
Like there was
Where he's,
more
like,
to it,
immortal.
and there's some like homoerotic undertones with the way he was like around Brief and stuff,
Yeah.
which
Mm-hmm.
I think they realized that it was too problematic to do stuff
Yeah, I
like that.
remember, Adi, you
And
like really, really made a big deal about it the last time we reviewed that first
yeah,
season.
I think so.
And I
I
didn't
still
even
think
think
it is.
anything of it.
No, but if you see it, like I mean, it's one thing to see it play for laughs, but like
Right.
I thought it was kind of like it
Disturbing.
just didn't. Yeah, it was disturbing in a way, and there were like more than one references where you could see this happening, and it was like, damn, they're really like they're pretty much treating Brief and Chuck like the same thing. You know, they're just
Right.
like
Disposable.
mercilessly dispose. Yeah, they're just mercilessly ripping into these two characters. So let's see. I mean, should we go into final thoughts and give it a rating?
Sounds good.
All right.
Should
Should
I
I
We
go
go
first?
can.
first, or who wants to go first?
Well, one final thing, I do want to say that I do appreciate that they kept some of the original soundtrack in the new season. I do like that they did that. Kind of wish they would have put Anarchy in there somewhere, kind of as a homage, but I'm still okay with it. And
I like a lot of the mixes. They're great.
yeah, the soundtrack was pretty cool. And I really like, as annoying as these characters are, the twin twin twinks.
Divine.
Their Divine song
Backstreet
is
Boys.
pretty cool. Hmm
Backstreet Boys. That's what it is.
It does. Their theme does kind of sound like one of the Backstreet Boys' songs.
Yeah, it's that song. Everybody.
Body,
Backstreet.
yeah,
It reminds me. It keeps reminding me of the ending of This Is the End, that Seth Rogen comedy where they all die
yeah.
and then they
Oh
go in
my,
heaven, and then the Backstreet Boys are all playing,
oh my
and they're all just
gosh.
having a massive dance off. That's what it reminded me of every time they played the tune. But yeah, let's go into final thoughts.
All right,
I'll
Adi,
go
Okay.
first
you go.
because I know what side of the spectrum stand on. So I thought this season had some really enjoyable episodes, and there were some episodes that I just didn't get into as much as I would like to. I think it sucks that the original voice cast couldn't be brought back because you do miss that touch that the first season had.
Mhm. Mhm.
But I also feel like this season feels like a cheaper reinterpretation of the first season, but messier. And when I say cheaper, don't get me wrong, the quality is all great. Like Studio Trigger does a great job animating it. The music is great. The character designs and all the stuff with the art style and effects are all great. But when I say cheaper, I just mean like in terms of like it tries to like maintain that same blueprint the first season had. But I think in retrospect, this made me appreciate the first season even more because I felt like, you know, I was able to forgive some of the stinging flaws the first season had with some of its writing and some of the themes that it touched. But overall, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. There's I enjoyed it selectively. I still think that the show is unique, and the way it like pays homage and ridicules pop culture, like Western pop culture, is still like great. Like that's the stuff that I'm here for, and I enjoy watching when it comes to this show more than like the sex coded jokes or like any of the raunchy stuff that the show is known for. I hope that it continues to do that, and you know, because there's always like great material over the years to draw from. I wasn't a big fan of the Gen Z shit and the Backstreet Boys, but you know that's subjective. But I think the first season was better. But
Okay.
that's my review.
All right. I'll go, and then we'll have you go, Nina. Panty and stocking with garter belt. New. I forgot to add that at the part. Is a fun time. Some episodes hit harder than others. Some of them you're falling asleep. That's just because I feel like the writers are having a laugh at the viewer's expense because they could get away with it, not because they should have, which some of it is hard to watch. There's a couple of some of the shorts are unbearable. They're really hard to get through. And it's really hard to keep my attention if you're not pandering to me. Don't all watch all this in one sitting for the love of goth. That just like that Chuck episode. You can't do it. But this second season I feel like it's still great brain rot, and If it didn't get too experimental, I would have had to rate it higher. I'm going to give this one a 7 out of 10.
Okay, I do like that for me for this new Panty and Stocking. I do like that they pay homage to the first season. There are some episodes that are really great because you get to know a little more about the characters and their personalities other than we're angels, we should be fighting ghosts, and we're demons, we should be killing angels. I love that they kept some of the original soundtrack in. It did it did kind of keep that original feel that the first season has. Overall, I would say I would probably give it like a 6.5 because a 6.5 is what I give it. I mean, I do kind of
Out
miss
of
the
10.
voice out of 10. A 6.5 out of 10. I do miss
We
the
don't do
you know.
decimals. We don't do decimals.
We don't. That's why I laughed. But you're good. You're good. 6.5
Oh,
out of 10. Sounds good.
well, Adi
Yeah, no.
and John don't do decimals. I do decimals, everybody. So 6.5.
Okay, you heard it first. It was a 2X
No,
podcast first.
we'll allow it. We'll allow it.
We'll allow it. We like you. We'll allow it.
Yeah, I give it a 6.5 out of 10. Yeah, my thoughts are very similar to your guys's. That's exactly how I feel. Some episodes were more unique than others. In other episodes, it was really hard to not pick up my phone and just start doing other things. So, but I do like that there's a little bit of a different uniqueness to it. It's still as random and crazy as the first season, but it's a bit more messy. So, yeah, I give it a 6.5. Is it something that I would want to watch, rewatch often? Probably not. Because the first season of Panty and Stocking, I've rewatched that probably over 100 times because I really love the first season. But I probably won't do that with this new one.
You can borrow
Well
my
said.
DVD set once.
No, I was gonna say that, this show actually has the potential to be like OG Rick and Morty, like that
Yeah,
level. Like
really good.
it can have it does have the ceiling to hit the zeitgeist, like the first 2-3 seasons of Rick and Morty. But I don't know. I think it really depends on what they do next. I mean, we'll find out in another 30 years, like I said.
Another 30 years. I hope it's another 3 years.
Maybe
That'd
6,
be
7 years. I think that would be a good sweet spot for
You're
the
such a
Gen
Yeah.
Z
boomer.
fans.
6,
Yeah.
7.
For the Gen Z
Oh,
fans, right? Yeah.
God.
the 6-7 is more of a Gen Alpha thing. 6-7.
Okay.
Could you
All right.
imagine if they put in Gen Alpha characters in the new season though? The next
No.
I
season that
fear
they
that
do?
they
No.
will.
No.
No, they won't. They won't. They're all old men. There's no way they're going to. They
Yeah,
want their kids to watch the show when they're older. So they get that reference.
yeah.
Because you can't let kids watch the show. Let's be
No, you
serious.
can't.
No.
No, you can't.
Even Japanese kids that are watching hentai, you can't be doing that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, we got anything else?
No, not really. That's it.
All right, on that note, I'm going to my stocking shrine and I'm going to pray to, the goddess stocking, and I'll wish for a
Wait,
great
wait.
third
Can you
season.
do that? Can you do that in the trailer voice? The trailer guy
Okay,
voice.
all right. Just for you, Adi. I'm going to pray to the goddess stocking at my stocking shrine. See you, Space Cowboy. See you, Space Cowboy.
All right. Have fun praying to your stocking shrine. This was a lot of fun. Thank you guys for the opportunity. I've never been on a podcast before, so this was really fun for me.